Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Limo show. I got Chris Hilltop with me today. Chris is a digital marketer, a fitness enthusiast, a boxing guy as well. I mean, you're training
Yep.
boxing, you're doing
Yep.
copywriting. He's a
hmm
hustler. I mean, he's a big hustler. And I met him in Tallinn because I'm in Tallinn currently in Estonia. And so you're Estonian, right, Chris? You've been
I'm
born
a native.
here.
I'm a local. Yeah, local purebred
Exactly.
in Tallinn. Yeah.
Purebred. And so, yeah, welcome, Chris. Glad to have you here. Maybe you can kind of present yourself a little bit, like kind of your journey. Like, what is your story right now, up until now? And like, how did you get started with digital marketing and all of that?
Yeah. So Chris Hilltop is the brand. It's not my actual name. I'm not going to say my Estonian name because your international audience won't be able to understand it anyway. But the name comes from essentially my Estonian name is written with a K and an F. So it's like Christopher, but in the US it's with a CH and a PH. And then the Hilltop is actually like the translation of my last name. So my last name is Estonian, and actually it's Mäots, so it means the top of the mountain. So it's just that's where it came from. And I'm a young guy. I'm 22 years old, hustling, working hard. I'm a freelance copywriter / digital marketer. So what I do is I help online businesses solve digital marketing problems. That's what I do for a living. And like you said, I love fitness as well. I love to train. I love to work out. Became a passion about 3 years ago that I've thankfully managed to keep within me. And now, ever since I started learning more about masculinity and what it means to become a high value guy, I started doing martial arts as well. So I did jiu-jitsu last summer for a little bit, and then now I started boxing like at the end of last year. So that's what I do now as well.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, like, what do you think is the importance of learning fighting for men nowadays?
Well, fighting, first of all, it teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you a lot about who you truly are, because you can tell yourself everything you think about yourself. You think you know about yourself, but once you fight, it's like the Mike Tyson quote, right? It's everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, right?
Yeah.
So you'll learn your true nature when you fight and when you spar. It's like the truth, it's like a symbol of what the reality of your being is. And secondly, it gives you an extra layer of personality. It gives you an extra sort of layer of confidence, because violence is like the ultimate. So violence is, first of all, a part of human nature, right? It always has been, but now, thankfully, we live in a civilized society, but it's within us. And I think we need to be able to understand how to harness that violence that is within us, because once we understand that, we'll be better able to, protect those around us that we truly love, and we can go through the world with, a better understanding of our true selves. And I think every man should learn how to fight, or at least have some understanding of it, because again, it'll help him better understand what it actually is and how to use it properly when he needs to.
Absolutely, yeah. And you reminded me of the quote by I think it was Jordan Peterson. He said, like, a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a dangerous man who kind of can control this dangerosity, like can control the violence that he has within himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so basically, right now, your main activity is copywriting, right? Or are you doing some other things?
Yes. No, that's what I do. That's what I focus on the most. So I started it actually. Well, we can dive deeper into this now. So it was funny how I actually managed to dodge university, because I actually came from a high school that very heavily produces a lot of people who go to university. So I went to one of the top high schools in my country in terms of like examination results, and pretty much 99% of students, like, I swear to God, there's like 100 to 110 people who finish every year, and like more than 100 go to university. So it's interesting how I managed to avoid that. Well, first year I went to the military, because the military is mandatory in Estonia. So I did that. And the second year I worked a job until I wanted to do like a traveling thing before I chose a career or chose like sort of a direction for my life. But then COVID hit when I was in the military, so I couldn't really travel. So I just chose to work for a year. And then I finally did the traveling. But then I realized that I wanted to be in a better position financially and secure because I understood that I was the guy in my family who had to save us. I had to be the guy who steps up and takes responsibility financially for our well-being, because I've never been like that well off. Okay, honestly, I've never been that poor. I've always had food. I've always had clothes to put on. I always had a roof, but like I haven't been able to luxuriously travel and stay in fancy hotels and drive uber nice cars, and that's not been my life.
The first time you went to a casino was together,
Yeah,
together,
absolutely. Yeah,
a few...
This was 1 week ago. First time I went to a casino.
1 week ago, we went to a casino together.
Yeah. No, totally new world to me, totally new experience, and I've never hanged out with these kinds of people. Never been around entrepreneurs that much. My family is actually all musicians, funnily enough, and I'm the least musical person in my family. For some reason, I chose to look towards wealth and fitness for whatever reason. Everybody else are musicians in my family. But then I turned to copywriting, thanks to Andrew Tate's Oscars University, and it's been really an eye-opening experience. It's Andrew Tate is pretty big right now in social media, and the platform has grown tremendously. And now we just revamped the copywriting category as well, and it's a big thing. And I'm truly glad I made that choice, because it came naturally to me as well. I was always very good at English, and I've always been a people person as well. So it just everything aligned. And I just when I was abroad, I realized I wanted to return, and I picked that, and I think it was the right choice.
Before Andrew Tate, you knew about copywriting? You were already learning about it, or you started learning as soon as you joined?
I actually learned about Andrew Tate last summer. I think it might have been through Rich Cooper. I think I learned about Tristan. He did a podcast with Tristan, and then I started looking into Tristan. Then I found Andrew, and then like HU came out last July, and I joined like at the beginning of September, because I was really into crypto, because that was when crypto was popping off, right? It was just like crypto popped off, then summer it was quiet, and then like August, September market cap started going up again. It was everything. I mean, NFTs were blowing up, right? So, and HU2 had a copywriting crypto section. So I joined because of crypto, actually. And then what's funny is one of the first things you're supposed to do now, which I can't remember if they set up back then, I don't think they had it, is you have to choose like what kind of quadrant in terms of time and money you fall into. So whether you're time rich, cash rich, time poor, cash poor, or whatever, whatever the combination is. Yeah. And I think we didn't have it back then, and I didn't have a lot of money back then, and I chose crypto, even though I should have chosen a skill, because with the capital I had, it wasn't beneficial. It wasn't good ROI to go into crypto, but that's what I did. And I was in HU2 for 3 months. I did crypto for like the first 2. Then 1 month, I just kind of, when I was abroad, I didn't do anything. Then once I returned, I started listening to the people within. Everybody was saying, all the people who are richer and the professors said, you got to pick a skill. If you don't have cash flow, you need a skill. I was like, okay, I'll listen to him. I'll crush my ego and I'll choose a skill, right? And I chose copywriting. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And if it wasn't copywriting, what would you do basically? What profession other than that would you have chosen?
Well, there's only really 2 that you can do with no skill and no money. Those are copywriting and affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is essentially what you see and hear right now with Tate everywhere. Affiliate marketing is TikTok, essentially. A lot of people have made really good money. There's a 13-year-old in HU2 who has made who makes 10K a month right now with affiliate marketing. 13.
Yeah.
When I was 13, all I did was play video games and watch porn. I think so. Yeah. And I was like, can I have $20 from my parents to go buy a movie ticket and a pizza? And this guy's making 10K as a 13-year-old. So yeah, affiliate marketing and copywriting are the only 2 ones you can really do with, if you have no skills and no money. Then we've got HU2 has got crypto, Amazon FBA, e-com, and freelancing. But the first 3 require some kind of like starting capital. So e-com, Amazon FBA, and crypto, like you should have some kind of starting capital in order to start with those. But freelancing is another one. So essentially, if you've got a skill that you've learned already, so whether that be like SEO or photography, music production, video editing, you can monetize that by becoming a freelancer, and that's also something HU2 teaches.
Yeah, on Upwork, Fiverr, and stuff like that, like on platforms like that.
Actually, Upwork and Fiverr are places where you compete on price instead of value. So the freelancing method that both actually we approach freelancing the same way in copywriting and in the freelancing section. So there are different professors. The methods are a bit different, but the idea is the same, that you find about 3 to 4 clients who you'll help along the way, and you'll grow their business and you will grow with them. So it's on Upwork and Fiverr, you compete on price. So instead of everybody just drives the price down and down and down, and you can't scale it in any way. There's no way to start making a lot of money reasonably quick.
So instead
Upwork.
So instead, like, you prospect directly. You prospect
directly. You build relationships with your prospects. So like you approach with you build rapport up front. So you approach them with some kind of free value or some kind of upfront value, essentially. And then if they like it, if they like your writing, if they like your style, if they like your skill, then you start building the rapport from there. You do some small projects, and if those projects are successful, you move on to bigger and better things, and that's how you grow.
Yeah, in HU too, they don't teach consulting too, because yourself, for example, I mean, now you can't see Chris now, but if you see Chris in real life, like, he's super tall, super jacked and stuff like that. So you could also have been like, for example, a fitness consultant or something like that,
I was actually going to be, I've got a personal training certification. Like that was the thing I was going to do, but with here's the funny thing. I swore to myself when I was like 17 or 18. This is now taking a bit of going back in time a little bit, but I swore that I would never do something online or at a computer again, because I used to spend my entire childhood playing video games. So I was like, I will never do anything online because I don't want to sit at a screen, right? But then I started thinking about it. It's about, well, as I joined HQ2, that the amount of freedom that comes with an online income, right? You can work from anywhere, anytime you want. You can work with whoever you want, however you want. It's too good of a choice. And in our modern world, like, you have to have the freedom of choice to move around. I think you have to have the ability to go away from where you currently live. You have to have that freedom. So once I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to reconsider that promise a little bit. So, and becoming a personal trainer, it's pretty hard to do, like, the freelance way. It's hard to build up as an online business from the get-go, because this is something I actually asked Ajak. Ajak Cortez is a pretty well-known online personal, like, fitness coach. He's got a lot of courses. One of his Instagram lives, and he said the way he did it is he worked in a gym for like 3 to 4 years, and then he started doing online coaching for his existing clients, and that's how he started building his online business. So it would have been hard to go online from the get-go, or maybe some personal trainer has done it, but that's how I thought about it. And I would have been stuck to one gym for the foreseeable future, and I just didn't want to make that choice.
There's a guy, I don't know if you know that guy, Brandon Carter. Do you know this guy? The black guy,
Carter,
like, super shredded.
Black guy, Brandon Carter. Probably I probably know him. I don't know the name, but I'll recognize the physique and the face. Probably. Yeah.
Because basically he does that, and he helps people build their online fitness business, basically online, without having to work at a gym already and stuff. Yeah, he's pretty big now. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is something that, because now, I mean, you've been doing this for a while now, you're doing some copywriting, you're having clients already, you're helping people. So what is something that you wish you had known when you started out? Like, something that if you had to come back and save your time and save some headaches, like, what is something that you could avoid, basically?
When I started copywriting?
Yeah, when I started copywriting or whatever you're doing now,
It's just commit and take more action. It's just I really like to consume. To this day, it's something I battle. I like to learn, but I should understand that, and everybody should, that you're going to learn a lot more by actually doing than just learning and watching stuff. Like, what I should have done is I should have, first of all, reached out to a lot more people right from the get-go. I should have committed to this on a more bigger scale. And then what I should have done is I should have applied something called the OODA loop, which is, the OODA loop is essentially comes from a guy named John Boyd, who was in the US Air Force, I think, which means observe, orient, decide, and act. So I should have sort of taken a step back and looked at my process of how I do things, and I should have corrected certain things, because for a long time I reached out to the wrong people. I didn't have an attractive enough offer, and I should have course corrected along the way. So it's just more action, and then actually take a step back and look at how you've taken action and whether or not it's bringing you results, and then course correct that way. That's what I should have done more of.
Mm-hmm. Got it. And so what are some specific, do you have some specific roadblocks that you kind of solve throughout the way? Like something that I mean, maybe there was something you got stuck at, and now you have the solution to that you could give to someone.
Well, first of all, at the beginning, it's just going to be your skill, like how well you write, because you're going to learn more about persuasion and the ways good writing is done along the way. So that's going to be a roadblock for everybody when they start out. Is, you know, they're going to be really salesy in their emails. For example, they're going to be like, you know, all the cliche lines with "this is an offer you cannot miss," or "this is your lucky day," you know, these sorts of things, for example. And, you know, they build intrigue, they build curiosity around certain things the wrong way. And again, the roadblock was I didn't actually have enough experience in the real world with real clients, with real emails, with real projects. You know, that's what's going to actually build you up and give you the best kind of return on investment from the get-go, essentially. So it's easier to start working together with clients now that I have a little bit of that experience, and I have a little bit of belly fat in that sense. I've built a little bit of firmness up from some of the. I've had my share of failures as well. Like I'll share a really quick one. So I was on my very first client. We agreed upon doing a discovery project of 5 emails, and then this was my first emails I ever wrote, but I actually included details like within the offers inside the emails that we didn't actually go through with the guru. And then another mistake I made was I hopped on another call in the future with this guru to review the emails, but then the guru also brought on, which I agreed with, like 2 of his already existing marketers. So he had like marketers already on board, but they weren't like copywriters. So they knew about marketing, but they weren't good writers.
Yeah.
But the sales call was really awkward. Like we were reading like the emails live, but that's not going to give the same effect. And then the emails had details that we didn't actually talk through. And it was just, unfortunately, that was a client that we ended up separating with. But, you know, I think it's something that everybody is going to go through, you know.
Yeah.
It's impossible to see success without failure, right? So
definitely.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And even myself, I mean, when I started coaching clients and stuff, I remember my first few clients, it was a bit messy, you know, it was messy. The presentations weren't that good. But then as you grow, you improve and improve and improve and get feedback, and that's how you learn that's how you get good at anything. But the main thing is to start as soon as possible, obviously, and
well, I've printed like I'll plug another guy, Alex Hormozi, right? Wrote a book, $100 million offers, one of the greatest books I've ever read on business. And he recently made a video with like 28 things you can tell yourself in order to be poor. And then at the end, in the video, he like breaks down like the 28 things that everybody's doing wrong. And then he like reverses them at the end with 28 things you can do to be rich. And like, now I have the list printed out on my wall here in front of me. And it's like, the first thing is start today. Right. So yeah, you got to start as soon as possible.
Yeah. And so I have a question for you. So what is something that people seem to kind of misunderstand about you and what you do, and that you kind of want to rectify? Like what is something that people usually, when you tell them copywriter, you tell them, oh, I'm doing this, or I have a business online, they kind of misunderstand about you or what you do?
So yeah, they don't really. Well, so you mean when I like talk with this, for example, when I talk about it with my family or friends in real life, and I tell them what I do, like what do they not understand?
Yeah, for example, something that people usually misunderstand about you. I know it's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
Maybe if you don't have an answer, I can have
okay, so the first thing is like they ask like, how am I learning this? Like, where am I doing this? How the hell am I actually like going through this process? Because most of the people that I used to know or that I used to communicate with and I still meet up with sometimes are people who are so plugged into like the normal college university system that they don't comprehend that like the freelance way is something that can bring you a much faster ROI on your time. So they're like, okay, so where are you learning this skill? Did you go to university, or where are you learning this? Like, okay, wait, so you're learning this in some online community? Are they scamming you? Like, is this a scam? Is this actually bringing you money in? Are these people that you're working with using you? Like, they're skeptical, right, about the entire thing, because it's like, wait, you can do this freelancing thing online that if you actually commit to, you can start making like more than 5 figures a month in like half a year. If you're really crazy about it, you can do it even quicker than that, right?
Definitely.
But it's like in Estonia, that's like crazy money, right? That's more than 6 times, or I think it's around 6 times like the average salary of.
Yeah, you can live really well in Estonia with 6 figures a year. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, well, absolutely. So it's like they just don't comprehend that something like this is possible, right? And I was fortunate enough to find the right guys on my journey to get to where I am now, and I can feel that this is right. You know, I feel that I'm doing the right thing. I think that's very important. I've got a pretty well-tailored gut instinct by now, and I think my gut is telling me that I'm doing the right thing as it stands.
Yeah, and anyways you learn. I mean, even you're gonna learn. You can always transition to another business. You're 22, so even if you fail for the next 5 years, you can still.
The funny thing is, the funny thing is, I'm seeing like these kids pop up in Hustlers University who are like 14 and 15 years old. And I'm like, I'm a bit jealous. I'm like, dude,
for sure.
If I had this when I was 15, I'm like, dude, I would seriously be like, I'm definitely making like 6 figures by now, drive a nice car, and yeah, that's crazy. I totally wish I would have had access to these resources when I'm 15. But at the same time, I'm still a pretty young guy. I'm 22 years old, so it's actually it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And how do you? Because a lot of people, for example, they want to do the same thing. They want to have an online business, but they also want to get fit, get women, etc. And so, how do you manage all of that together? How do you have what's your advice to kind of manage and balance every single aspect of your life? Like fighting, women, fitness, all of that together.
Well, it's a choice, right? It's a choice you make, and you find the time for it. There's plenty of hours in a day, right? So you make your own choice as to how you spend that time. You have to find ways you save time. So I guarantee that every single person that's listening to this can find a way to find an additional hour to do whatever they like in their day, right? Either they are spending too much time watching something as they're eating, or they're spending too much time cooking, or they're spending too much time on social media, or they're spending too much time on transportation, for example, or like they could find a better solution to save their time. And it's just, for me, it's pretty simple. I mean, I try to, in the mornings and during the day, I work, and depending on if I meet up with somebody later on in the evening, then I either train before I meet up with them. So I box or I train before I meet up with a person. And then just later on in the night, I meet up with somebody, or if I have plans. And then I don't go too crazy. I'm not a really drinking guy. So I've done it. Not for me. I don't like hangovers. I fucking hate them. Can't stand them at all. So I'm always like, even if I go out, if I have some fun, I'm always functioning the next day. So I figured it out for myself, I figured out like what the right kind of balance is, and it's a little bit of trial and error. Like, it's something that you're definitely gonna have to try out, like what works best for you. Everybody's different, but I'm actually not that much of a morning person. Like, for example, when I used to go in the military, we had to get up at 5:55 every single morning, and like I would never, even if I was super tired, I would never fall asleep before 12 a.m. usually. And I had guys in my room who would like be on the phone after bedtime, which was not allowed, but they were. And then like they put their phone away, and like 2 minutes later, I can hear the fucker snoring. And I tried to do everything right. I was not on my phone. I was trying to relax. I was meditating, trying to soothe myself. And I couldn't fall asleep. And I would be super tired when I'd wake up. But the funny thing is, like, sleeping from 12 to 6 a.m. compared to like 2 to 8 a.m., for example, for me is a massive difference. Like, I feel so much better waking up at 8 a.m. than I do at 6 a.m. That's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a bit of trial and error, but you know, I managed to figure out the balance just with experimentation and testing out different things.
Mhm. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not a matter of time. It's a matter of priorities. As you said, it's like everybody can find the time. I'm sure a lot of people watching this, they waste a lot of time scrolling on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, and they could have spent
Definitely.
all this time, working on a side hustle or whatever. So, so yeah, it's a matter of priorities as well. And you right now, basically, you've learned copywriting. You have a good understanding of marketing, psychology, all of that. So how does this knowledge translates into also your success, for example, with women or in seduction, for example? Did that also help you?
Okay. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, first time I actually learned more about sales and copywriting, I was like, this is so many similarities to dating. Because the funny thing
Yeah.
is, I figured out like, the first thing I ever did in my life was like a fit. Then I learned like how to date and game women a bit. Then I learned, now I'm learning how to fight. And then finances was the thing that actually came last. So now I'm making a bit of money, not as much as I'd want to, but this is the thing that came last actually. So as I was learning about sales, it's like there were so many similarities. So copywriting is salesmanship in print, right? So sales equals conviction equals persuasion equals seduction, right? So when
Yeah.
you're seducing a woman, it's essentially, you know, you're convincing her that you're a high value guy, right? You're convincing her that you're a man of worthy of respect, right? And you don't have to do it through lying. It's just, you know, it's sales is nothing but a transference of belief over a bridge of trust. So essentially, if the woman trusts you, if she feels safe being around you, if she believes that you're a respectable guy,
Hmm.
then you know she'll want to be with you, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's funny. There's plenty of similarities in sales and persuasion and dating. It's something to look further into. Actually, I haven't thought about it that much, but yeah, there are definitely similar details.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I like to say that seduction is marketing and sex is sales. It's exactly that in a
Yeah,
way.
pretty much. Yeah. Mhm.
So what is, for example, one thing that you found similar, like just one thing or two that you really find similar between copywriting, sales, and seduction and women?
I think it's the certainty aspect, right? So if a woman's going to be sleeping with you, she has to be certain about the fact that you're somebody that's worthy of respect, and that's high value enough in whatever sort of metric I guess you're good at. And if you're going to close a prospect in sales, you know, they have to be certain about you, they have to be certain about the product, and they have to be certain about the company you work for, right?
Mhm.
So the certainty aspect, I'd say, definitely is similar. And you know, okay, another thing, I'll give you a little bonus. So I think building rapport is a really important aspect, right? Because if you're
Yeah.
approaching prospects like cold, then you have to build some kind of rapport with them, right? So to get the communication and to get the relationship going. You know, the same thing with women, right? You build rapport. You know, maybe with a cold approach, you walk up to her, you give like a somewhat of a cheesy compliment. Okay, maybe that's not the best example. You give her like a positive interaction, right? As
Mhm.
like your first wherever you meet them, right, at the gym or at a bar or wherever, you give her a nice positive interaction that's immediately gonna lay the foundation, like a firm, strong foundation for your upcoming relationship, or like not relationship, but like your upcoming like communication, let's just say.
Yeah.
And that's another similarity I think I saw. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. One other thing also that I found is in terms of qualifying your prospects the right way, because a lot of men, for example, when it comes
Oh
to
yeah,
business, but also with women, instead of qualifying women, they're going to qualify themselves and try to sell themselves to women, right? They're going to have this buyer dynamic where they
absolutely.
try to give a woman their resume or whatever, and they try to kind
Yeah,
of sell themselves instead of actually qualifying women and making women, selling themselves to them.
no,
So
no,
that's one dynamic
absolutely.
as well.
No, absolutely.
Um,
I 100% agree with you. It's you have to write at the whoever you work with, you should very carefully. Uh, that's why whenever you work with together, whenever you start working together with somebody, you start off with like smaller projects to figure out, like, first of all, what it's like working with them, and for them, what it's like working with you. And yeah, now with women as well, a lot of guys just hop into a relationship and ask them to be their girlfriend after like 2 dates, right? So a lot of guys don't really carefully vet and clarify,
screen for the right,
screen the kind of women they're going to be inviting into their lives. It's a really very big decision that you're going to make. It's going to influence your well-being a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know if we should talk about women, man, because I mean, I could talk about so many things. I could ask you so many questions about women, but obviously you've lived all your life in an Eastern European country. You haven't really lived in the West, whereas I did, for example. And I mean, there's this cheesy question that everyone asks, like, "Oh, are women truly different in the East and the West?" Stuff like that. And what's your opinion on Estonian women, for example, and yeah, what's your opinion on that?
I did live in Spain for 1.5 months, which is obviously not a lot, but it's still like, okay, it's more traveling than living, but it's still it was a bit of a longer period, so I do have some experience. But first of all, I don't think, well, Estonia is a bit of a funny place, right? It's not exactly that Eastern compared to Ukraine or Romania, probably. So it's like, it's pretty in between. It's like a bit Nordic, a bit Western, and a bit Eastern. So it's like a little bit of both in terms of culture and the people. But the women are beautiful. Like they are beautiful. Like I did walk around a lot in Spain. I went to bars, I went to clubs, for example. And like on average, I didn't see as many beautiful women in a club in Sevilla than I see in Estonia. Like truly, women are gorgeous on average.
Yeah, I've seen somewhere, I don't know, I saw an article, sorry to cut you off. I saw an article that here in Estonia, there's the highest concentration of models. You see what I mean? Really? Like between population and models.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, the population is really small. I mean, there's only 1,300,000 people here. Maybe that's why. But yeah, there's the highest concentration of models. I found this article interesting.
Yeah, so it's funny as well. There's a lot of Russian women here as well, and Russian women are notorious for being like hypergamy on steroids, essentially. So they really go for the best option when they can. But also Russian women really value their looks, right? As well as I've seen plenty of Russian women well into their 30s that look gorgeous because they've taken care of themselves over the years. Yeah. So we get that.
Yeah, they understand. Yeah, they understand that beauty is their best asset, and so they make the best out of it, like with makeup and even surgery sometimes, like stuff like that.
No, well, fitness as well. They're in great shape. Fitness, like they're not plenty of women are, especially in the West, are overweight, right? Already in their 30s. But these women in mid to late 30s, they're in beautiful shape, lean. So
yeah, definitely. Yep. And so what's one thing? What's one quote or lesson that you'd like to kind of transfer on to people listening right now that you've learned along the journey? Something that stuck with you till now, like a lesson or a quote or a saying that you really resonate with.
There's when Andrew Tate was fighting, he wrote something called the Tales of Wudan, which is essentially like, per people in his private network, the War Room, would know more about this, but it's essentially like his lore, kind of like it's kind of like it's a fictional tale, but there's lessons in like each story. And so the very first story relates to saplings and trees, right? So he's like his like fictional character is sitting on top of a mountain, and he's sitting under a tree with the master, right? And then I think he asked the master, well, they're sitting under a big tree essentially, and I think he asks that how did this tree grow so big? And the master answers, do you think a tree can grow big amongst the saplings if it didn't fight? So essentially, in order for a tree to grow large amongst all the other saplings around it, it has to crush them violently. So it fought tooth and nail with the other sapling. It took all the light, it took all the resources, it took all the nutrients out of the ground, the water, and it's the one that won. And all the other saplings were crushed and eventually died away, right? But I think that's a pretty good metaphor for life. You have to struggle a little bit. You have to fight tooth and nail for what you want in order to see success. but
yeah, life
it
is a
will come.
competition. Life is a competition. I mean, we all compete for the most resources, the most beautiful women, the most influence. I mean, we all compete for the same things. Now, whether we know it or not, I mean, even right now, if you're listening and you're kind of a socialist or whatever, you're going to compete whether you know it or not. We live in a capitalistic society, so obviously, I mean, the more skilled you are, the more charismatic you are, the more knowledgeable you are, the strongest you are, the stronger you are, the more you're gonna, you know.
And I'll add something. I'll add something to that really quick. I think it's something that took me a while to realize. But if you're a man, if you're born as a man in the Western world, and you are listening to this, so this means you have access to the internet. Like you can be anybody you want. Like as a man, you can build your. It's literally life is a video game. It's literally the exact same thing. You can build yourself into a high level character, right? You can get in shape. You can fight. You can become successful with women. You can become a seductor. You can get money. You can get rich, right? You can grow a network. You can be captivating. You can be interesting. Like you can be whoever you want to be. It's just a decision you make as a man in this world, in the Western world. So that's once you understand that, it's like, bro, the entire world opens up. All of a sudden, it's everything is under your. You can control. There are some you can't control the weather, right? But you can control your destiny in that sense. You can control your mind, right? And that's another very important thing that people have to get right, is their mindset.
Yeah, you're only limited by your mind at the end of the day, and yeah, if right now you're not where you want to be, then seek guidance from people who have already achieved what you want to achieve, and then just execute relentlessly to get there. And if you do, you're going to thank yourself 5, 10, 15 years from now, for sure. So one last question, because we don't have a lot of time, but we're going to do another podcast at some point for sure, as we're both in Tallinn. So one thing is, besides Hustlers University and besides your gym membership and besides your boxing membership, what's something that's less than $50 that really benefited you the most personally? That's something that you bought that's less than $50 besides HU, besides gym or boxing, something you bought that really made an impact on your life, you know?
That's an interesting question. Something that I bought for less than $50 that impacted my life. Let me think.
This is actually a question. Yeah, I was saying this is actually a question by Team Ferries. Like he asks his hosts for like $100, but I said 50 because Hustlers University and stuff is like 50.
Okay.
So like, yeah, I was curious, like what's something that really benefited you that you bought in the past?
Well, unfortunately I didn't put 50 into a crypto when crypto was small, so that I can't answer that. I was thinking like maybe I bought a drink to a girl I used to date for a long time. Maybe I guess that's an answer, but for $50, I don't know. That's a pretty good question. I mean, I don't think I can name like one thing that really made like a massive impact. A lot of the things I've learned for free, actually. A lot of the things I've learned are on YouTube. Well, okay, books, I guess, like some books that transform your life. Like, let me see, like, $100 million offers costs $1. That's a very good book. That's going to help you a lot with business and creating offers, or if you're a freelancer or a business owner.
The audiobook or the PDF is what is $1?
Actually, Alex himself suggests doing both. Like as you're reading the book, you listen to the audio at the same time, so you get like a double sensory input.
Double input, yeah. So you memorize better,
yeah. So I guess I'll leave it that way. You know, a lot of the things I've learned from the content that men put out for free. Okay, maybe something that when I was this was over a year ago now, when I was sexually more inexperienced, I bought a book by Sterling Cooper called A Guide to Performance Anxiety that really transformed the way I saw sexuality.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that book. I saw that book. Yeah.
Because I used to be insecure as hell, man. I used to be really inconfident. I didn't see the results I wanted to see. I was really in my head, and that really changed the game from me. My experiences got a lot better after that, for example.
Got it. Interesting. Okay, perfect. So one last thing. Okay, besides Andrew Tate, obviously, if you could have dinner with like 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
There's 3 people, dead or alive. Who would it be? Dead or alive. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take one from each. So with copywriting, I take maybe David Ogilvy. He's a really good old school copywriter.
The godfather of advertising. Yeah.
They made the infamous Rolls-Royce ad. Like I can't remember the quote right now. The Rolls-Royce, the infamous quote, like at 60 miles. I can't remember. I'll butcher the quote. I won't say it, but there's a really famous quote on the Rolls-Royce ad that he wrote. So I'll take a copywriter. I'll take a fitness guy. So I'll take. Everybody's expecting me to say Arnold, right? So I'll probably take Arnold when he was in his prime. I'll take him when he was in the 80s, when he was doing the movies and when he'd already done the competitions.
Did you read his biography? Did you read the biography?
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
he's an insane rags to riches story as well, from like a farm in Austria to, you know, Arnold, right? Bodybuilder, movie star, and governor of California, right? That's crazy. That's crazy insane, as well. Yeah. And then I'll take
now he's a little bit too nowadays. He's a little bit too leftist and stuff. Like he's a little bit
he's had some woke things. Stuff. Yeah, he's had some woke statements, I think, recently. Yeah. So that's why. That's why I'll take the 80s Arnold. That guy was cool.
But he's still cool. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So and then I'll take a boxer. I'll probably take. Let's see who I'll take. Maybe I'll take I'll take Tyson Fury. Actually, I was thinking. Obviously, everybody would take Tyson, probably Mike Tyson. Then, and funnily enough, Tyson Fury was actually named after Mike Tyson.
So okay, that cool. That's why I was wondering, was it Mike Tyson?
Yeah, no, it's another guy. No, okay. Tyson Fury. Yeah, I'll take. I'll sit at the table with those 3. Yeah, that'd be an interesting conversation.
That would be an interesting conversation for sure. Yeah. One last question is: so, what is your best tip for making the world a better place? Like, what's your message? If you had to live one word before leaving this interview, what would it be?
I think this is one of Jordan Peterson's quotes from his book 12 Rules of Life, if I'm not mistaken. It's essentially like, take care of yourself before you fix the world. Like you have to be like, as much as you love your family, as much as you love your parents, as much as you love your kids if you've got them, as much as you love your partner, you know, your husband or your wife, as much as you love your siblings, you have to take care of yourself. Like you have to fix your own life. You have to get your own life in order before you fix the world, before you fix anything else. So make sure you take good care of yourself.
Yeah. That's why there's this analogy on planes where they tell you to put your own oxygen mask, before you put it on others. You know, when there's a plane crash or something, they tell you to put your own one first and then take care of others, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Chris, for being here. Thank you for being on the podcast. Unfortunately, we don't have much more time, but we're going to do others, hopefully in the future. We have so many stuff to talk about. I mean, women, fitness, money, stuff like that. So where is the best place where people can find you, find out about what you do? And
so I'm on Instagram at the Chris Hilltop. I got a few photos there right now. I don't really post that much stories. Summer's going to come around now. Weather's getting a bit warmer here in town. It's still a little bit cold, as you know. But
it's still cold, man. It's crazy, man. Last year,
it should be warmer. Yeah. It should be warmer by now. It definitely should, but you know, that's the case. So Instagram at the Chris Hilltop. I have a website as well, chrishilltop.com, where I talk a little bit about what I do with my copywriting and email marketing. And, you know, I tweet a little bit. I tweet about copywriting and sales and persuasion at the Chris Hilltop, again, on Twitter. Yeah. And yeah, you'll hear more from me. You'll see me around. You'll hear from me on those platforms.
Awesome. So go follow, guys, Chris on these platforms. And yeah, I mean, we keep in touch anyway, us for our projects. And yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. And don't forget to share this podcast if you enjoyed it on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever. Enjoy this podcast. Share the wisdom. and see you guys soon.